Hey, what's up, everybody? Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. Join the rest of us sports zombies on 2 Live Stews Radio. That's right, the boys are back. Doug, Ryan, and the rest of us, including me, the sports governor of Minnesota, Vince Wright, also known to the ladies as the Big Smooth. Keep it tuned here. That's right, 2 Live Stews Radio.
This is #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern on a Recap Monday doing his recap show. We're going to talk about sports, entertainment. We're going to have call interviews, on the spot calls. This is just a show that will bring nothing but passion and joy and understanding to all the listeners on the 2 Live Stews radio platform. The #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern.
This is Key C from the
Kicking It With Key C show.
On the newly rebranded 2 Live Stews Radio Network. We will continue to bring you the hottest, most interesting guests and commentary in the areas of social, politics, culture, music, and more. Continue to tune in.
X gon' give it to you.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune into us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in tonight. It is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie.
It's the Wait a Minute show.
And my man Lopan is in the building as well in the background, chilling. And we are talking this sports fix. You know, it's hump night, 9 o'clock, is when we started. So we appreciate everyone. And before I go into my next topic, make sure you go on to the waitaminuteshow.com where you can go and listen to other episodes that I have. And also I do a second show during the week on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we broadcast on Facebook Live as well. So you can watch it or you actually can listen to it. And you can get yourself a Wait a Minute Show t-shirt as well through the website. You can put it on the gallery by just emailing the waitaminuteshow@gmail.com. I got some people that I need to upload. So Mocha, my man, Rough Buff, who else did I meet at TDSS3? The 47 Problem, B Hill, Angry Black Man, all them folks that I met down there, they're going to be going up on there so you can see all the listeners, on there as well. So, man, get yourself a t-shirt and also hit your boy up at the waitaminuteshow@gmail.com. So, we'll go ahead and move into, we were talking about basically, someone decided to move west. They packed their things and said, I'm out. And that was AP. Adrian Peterson has been traded from the New Orleans Saints over to the Arizona Cardinals. So that is today's title show, AP to AZ, And how will this affect both teams? And I will say, thinking about it, it can't hurt. It can't hurt, especially New Orleans. They got a 6th-round pick for him, so that's just good in itself because at the beginning of the season, before the season started, when free agency was going on, AP wasn't getting any looks, not how he wanted, of course. He went and visited New Orleans. I mean, not New Orleans, he did, but New England, I'm sorry. He went and visited New England. I think he went and saw one other team, and that was pretty much it. I think, and New Orleans came calling. To me, I've always said it was smart to get on with a team, regardless. I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to have a bigger role because it was just him and Mark Ingram. But the draft came around after they picked up AP and they picked up Alvin Kamara. And this Alvin Kamara kid out of Tennessee, has been really, really, really paying dividends, for this team. But the other thing that kind of, befuddles me a little bit is that AP, New Orleans has never, since Sean Payton is there, been there, they ain't never ran just a one running back system or, a primary back system. It's always been whoever has a hot hand, or some people may play, some people may not play. That's been going on for years. Even when they went on their Super Bowl run, they had guys like Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush. I think Darren Sproles might have been on that team. No, he wasn't on that team. He was in San Diego at the time. But they had guys, on that team that were not the primary backs. So you went there and you should have had the understanding that some days you'll play, some days you won't play. But, for a guy like AP, maybe it's just like, look, I'm AP. Y'all going to give me this rock and I'm going to take it. So to me, the trade doesn't hurt, helps New Orleans get an extra pick. They want to run with, Mark Ingram and Kamara anyway. It was obvious, with that. I don't think they thought they were going to get Kamara in the draft. So that's why they got AP. Now AP goes out west to a guy, and like Bruce Arians, who's a straight shooter. And he's not going to, BS you or anything like that. And he's going to basically, he cut Chris Johnson because last year he brought Chris Johnson in. They let him go. Then they bring back Chris Johnson again. Then they let him go. So it can't be much worse, at this point. Now, AP is averaging 1-point-something yards per game, but he hasn't really had the opportunity to be the guy to carry the ball all the time. I think what it is for what his skill set is and the way he runs his game is that he needs the ball more. He gets better and better and better as the, game goes on. Here's the problem though. Arizona doesn't have the greatest, offensive line. I think David Johnson masked a lot of the problems, that they had in the run game. AP really doesn't do catching out of the backfield, so that also impacts how he performs, on this team. David Johnson had, I think, 812 or 832 yards in receiving last year. AP ain't never got close to that, so it doesn't hurt. That's all I'm saying. They weren't getting anything out of Kerwin Williams, that they really wanted. They weren't getting anything out of Andre Ellington that they really wanted. They weren't getting anything out of Chris Johnson that they really wanted. Everything that they wanted was out of David Johnson. So with AP, it gives them an opportunity. It gives them a chance, to make some moves. It gives them, the hope that maybe you might see that old AP, and for me, I think they'll get a few games, maybe 2 or 3 games out of it. I think the running game will probably still be a little bit better than what it was, with Chris Johnson back there or any of the other guys. So it will improve, technically. But at the end of the day, they're still not going to have the success that they're looking for. This team is really trying to get to the Super Bowl where they had their chance, but then they lost guys on defense, and then things just change. People get older, and then injuries happen. So they are trying to make some noise, and this whole AP thing could help. Could not. I think more not, on it. But shouts out to the greatest from South Central for joining the show tonight. Thank you, sir, for joining the Wait a Minute show. He said AP might have a chance, but AZ O-line is weak. And that's what we were just talking about, South Central, is that they still have a problem with that O-line, and AP is not the AP that he was, where he did the same thing that David Johnson did for that O-line, where he would mask some of the shortcomings that were on that offensive line. I don't know if AP can do that. We forget he is 32. He has had multiple injuries and everything. I don't care what anyone says. You can be the greatest athlete. When you have to have surgery and when you have an injury, it will impact you regardless. Maybe not like everybody else, but it still does impact you to a certain degree. So this week, who do they got? I'll find out here in just a second, but he'll get the tote. He'll get this, pretty much the share. I'm sure they'll kind of dumb it down. They don't want Carson Palmer out there throwing the ball 50 times. Carson Palmer is not a young pup anymore, so they don't want to open him up to getting opened up, So they're going to lean on, AP this game. I'll probably ease them in a little bit, and then they're going to really not turn it up a little bit. So they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which Tampa's not too bad, on defense. So we'll at least get a gauge of what AP does this week because they play actually a late game, so it'll be not that many games on. So I'm pretty sure that will probably be on everyone's local TV if you do not have DirecTV and the Sunday ticket. But AP is in Arizona, and they will be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Appreciate that, South Central. South Central just put it in there into the chat room, Tampa Bay. We're going to finish off tonight's show with a couple of NBA news, and then we'll get to the Big L Award. I know Mocha Bella is going to be happy about that because she loves the Big L Award. J.R. Smith said he want his job back. Give me my job back, yo. Give me my job back, son. Give me. And I agree with J.R. Smith. Who does Dwayne Wade think he is coming in, taking J.R. Smith's job, and he ain't even did nothing yet? Going off past history. Because LeBron's your boy. These are the politics of the NBA. That's what that is. And we all knew D-Wade was going to be starting. Ain't no way D-Wade was coming to Cleveland to come off the bench. Not that. I'm coming. I'm going to help my boy out. And I'm going to have, a say on this team. Just the same way that LeBron did. Now, I agree with J.R. Smith. I understand why he's upset. It's like, I was playing. I've been on this team. Y'all didn't even give me an opportunity, to even fight for my roster spot. Word is LeBron told him that he wasn't going to be starting instead of Tyronn Lue, so what people are going to look into that. But these are the politics, of sports, of the NBA. This is how it goes down, But the biggest thing that I take from it, that I like that what JR said, and he's absolutely correct on what he's saying about this, is saying, at least with the second unit, he's going to handle the ball more. Because as a starter, we all know he was kind of the more athletic, he is the more athletic Kyle Korver. He was their 3-point guy. Now, we know he shoots threes better than D-Wade does, but it's still early. That's one thing that you need to remember, JR, is that it's still early in the season. Let D-Wade go out there and he starts slowing down the team. Don't be too sure that they won't make a change, on it. And where I'm going, at with this, and Angry Black Man, I'll get to your comment in just a second, is and when I say he, I mean J.R. Smith. I look at him as, and I hope people understand what I'm saying on this. I look at him as, the Derek Fisher or the Rick Fox, probably more Rick Fox, the Rick Fox of the Lakers. Remember when, the Glove and Karl Malone came in and they took over those spots from Rick Fox and from Derek Fisher, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got 2 future Hall of Famers. They're in. You put them with Kobe. You put them with Shaq. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy." And how that year work out? The Pistons spanked that booty in the NBA Finals. So I say that because it's like, it's not necessarily always a good thing to kind of uproot some of your success that you've been having, with guys, to plug guys in. Miami, to me, that was a little bit different because Miami struggled. They didn't make the playoffs, and then they brought in Bosh and LeBron, and all this stuff. But this team so far has had success for the past 3-4 years, whenever it is that LeBron got there, and they've gotten to the finals, But I'm going back